Hey there, I'm Sarita, and you're about to experience the modern approach to well being, where you get to establish the best and most important relationship you will ever have, the one with yourself. I'm on a mission to help you declutter energy and reclaim your power so you can be a magnet to what you desire. If you're looking for the optimal blend of mindset and healing, you're in the right place. My goal in this podcast is to share tools, resources, and practices that will help you along your healing journey. I'm so excited to be here with you today, so welcome to Back to Here with Sarita. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to this space that I love creating for you every other week, my podcast, Back to Here with Sarita, the new Manifesting Paradigm podcast. This particular episode is actually going to be pretty short and sweet because I am going to be giving you a massive, and I mean a massive life update that just occurred to me very, very recently. So if you follow me on social media at Sarita Wellness, you may know this information already, so it may not be new information. But if you are new here to this podcast or you just listened to this podcast, this is new news. And I literally have commenced a new journey recently. On Sunday, May 4th, which was a couple weeks ago, I left San Diego, the city that I have been living in for the last 23 years. Now, I know to some of you, this may have come as a quick decision moment, but actually it's something that I've been wanting to manifest into my reality for quite some time. So if you've been following my journey for the last 3.5 years on this podcast, on social media, you will know that I've had some key things occur over the last few years of my life that has really, really transitioned me into where I am now. So to catch you up to speed, I literally left my corporate job back in 2019. I broke off my 8-year relationship in 2021. Shortly after that, I filed bankruptcy and I literally had to start over with about $200 in my bank account. So after I moved into my new place back in 2021, that summer when I was sitting on my floor and crying my eyes out, just trying to figure out what the heck I was going to be doing with my life, I realized in that moment that I had a choice to actually do better for myself this time around. So I decided with the information that I had picked up during the pandemic, during 2020, around manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption, mindset, all the things, I chose and I decided in that moment that I wanted to intentionally create a more conscious life. And before I realized that I was not creating a intentionally conscious life for myself because I wasn't aligned with the life that I was living, because I was coming from a place of really hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of hustle and grinding, which led to some massive, massive burnout. So I decided to start embracing the new manifesting paradigm and started to believe that literally anything is possible for me as long as I feel worthy to receive it. So my big goal back then was to create a freedom lifestyle for myself where I could go and discover and travel, enjoy, meet new people, and all the things that I really, really desired. So I started really, really small. I started to get really, really clear on what that life actually looked like. I started a podcast. I started one-on-one coaching. I took work from home gigs, so it allowed me to have more flexibility. Then that led into me doing house and pet sits and taking that work with me. And that has most recently turned into me leaving the city that I've lived in for the last 23 years and commencing a nomadic journey. I've always dreamed of being on the open road in my car with my window rolled down, my arm out the window. And I think it's because as a kid, every single summer, my mom would pack the car up, throw me and my sister and sometimes my grandparents in there, and we all got to road trip around the United States, and I got to visit some amazing, amazing places. And so I got accustomed to being on the road as a kid, camping, being semi-nomadic. Obviously, of course, we always had a destination in mind. And so It was so amazing having that experience as a kid. So that was my normal pretty much every single summer. And as an adult, of course, I've done a number of road trips, and it's allowed me to embrace that feeling and that sense of freedom and possibility. And so when I broke off my relationship back in 2021, I was without a car and without any monetary means to travel. And so even before I had those things manifested into my reality, I started to believe things were possible for me. And even before I had those physical things in my 3D reality, I started to believe those things were possible through things like visualization and just getting really, really clear about what it was I desired to manifest. And then I started to build myself up. And since then, I've been changing and healing my relationship with money. I've been having a better relationship with not only money, but also with love and relationships. I started to love on myself more and get really, really super clear on the life that it was that I desired to live and manifest. I did some intense, and I mean intense, inner child healing and shadow work over the last 3.5 years. I started to learn a lot more about who I am as a person via my podcast, my coaching business, and I did deepen my relationship with men. All these things that I'm mentioning, you can find in different podcast episodes the last few years that I've had this podcast, Back to Here with Sarita, the new Manifesting Paradigm podcast. So doing all these things and embodying the person that I really crave to be over the last 3.5 years has allowed me now to live the life that I really want to live, which is on the open road. Okay, what to expect going forward. My commitment for this 1 year experiment is to have 52 weeks of nomadic life. That means 52 weeks where I will not have a permanent address or home base, 52 weeks of driving around in my car, throwing everything that I own in my car and living essentially out of my car, and traveling around the United States and possibly even abroad. 52 weeks of trusting God's source universe will take me to where I need to be, and 52 weeks of either house sitting, Airbnbs, hotels, maybe even camping. It's a big, big commitment to do this for myself, but the main reason I'm doing this is to create a deeper relationship with myself and God source universe. Also, this is a great way to travel to new cities and places and see if there are any locations that actually speak to me that I want to eventually settle down in. And bonus, of course, not only is traveling such a great way to learn more about yourself, but it's also a great way to visit new places and meet some amazing people and see the magic that can actually unfold when you trust the process. So essentially, this is my 1 year experiment of using the laws and principles that I teach within my coaching, and I'm utilizing this firsthand. You will quite literally see me manifest my way across the United States and the world. So, question you're probably asking, how can I keep up with this journey of Sarita? Well, here on this podcast, of course, right now, currently, I'm doing a house sit locally here in Las Vegas, Nevada, which was my first place after leaving California about a week ago. You can, of course, keep up with my travels on my business page, which is the Instagram and TikTok, which is Sarita Wellness. I won't be talking as much about my nomadic lifestyle day to day, but I will definitely be sharing bits and pieces of it. So the best way that you can follow my journey on my 1 year experiment is by following me on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Facebook with the following handle. Life of Sarita B. So B like boy. And there I will be sharing daily, and I mean daily, the things and activities and places that I am experiencing while on my journey. So it's a great way to keep up with me day to day. The other way that you can keep abreast of all the updates is I highly suggest that you get on my email newsletter. I'll have the link below so you can sign up, because it's a great way to keep updated not only on my nomadic lifestyle, but also my offerings, my podcast, and all the things that are happening in my world. I am really, really, really excited for what this year is going to bring. And when this podcast episode actually releases on Monday, May 19th, it will literally only be 16 days into my nomadic lifestyle. So a little less than half a month. So definitely make sure to stick around and follow me on these social media handles, Life of Sarita B and Sarita Wellness. And of course, if you're catching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to this channel, because I have a lot of inspiration that will help you manifest the life that you are only dreaming of. And if you desire to get started right now, immediately manifesting the life that you dream of, I personally recommend that you go get the 3 steps that I personally have used to manifest my life after breakup and bankruptcy to living a life of freedom and abundance. So go down to the show notes and check out 3 steps to manifest your paid for lifestyle, or you can just go to saritawellness.com/lifestyle and grab that video that will teach you the exact 3 steps that I personally have used to go from that life before, when I was unintentionally manifesting, to intentionally manifesting the life that I've dreamed of. Thank you for being with me in this very, very short episode as I've updated you on my life. And next episode I'm actually really excited about, it's going to be so fire, is the episode that is releasing about my combo medicine and psychedelic journey that I did before I left California. It's really cool because this episode is totally in-person podcast recording, and I got to do it with my guide and mentor, Lua, which was actually very, very healing to just do a wrap up and reflection on all the things that I went through during my spiritual journey. I cannot wait for you to listen to that. And of course, thank you again for being here with me on this podcast, and especially as I commence this amazing next chapter in my journey. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, keep being the amazing you that you are. Take care and see you next time. Hey, love. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you adored what you heard, it would mean the world to me if you took a moment to leave a review on the platform you are listening to this episode on. By doing this, you are helping my mission to impact other women with their healing journeys. If you aren't already following me on social media, make sure to connect with me at Sarita Wellness to get your weekly dose of inspiration. I can't wait to be with you in the next episode, but in the meantime, keep being the amazing you that you are.